For some children in our community, the odds of survival change drastically at birth, with many not living to see their first birthday. As we've been reporting all week on our Failing Our Future series, Arizona ranks 46th in the nation in child well-being. Tonight, Cronkite News reporters Kaylee Latham and AJ Vincennes take an in-depth look at Arizona's infant mortality rate.
It may not seem like it, but a crying baby is often a sign of a healthy baby, or even a happy baby. But babies like this are anything but healthy and happy. In Arizona, 11 out of every 1,000 African American babies die before their first birthday, nearly double the rate of any other racial group in the state. A little bit better than the national average, but still high.
We're not unique. Arizona is not unique. This has been a long-standing trend nationwide.
The country has been struggling with this since the first President Bush, who developed the Healthy Start program to reduce the rate of infant deaths.
He was very alarmed at the infant mortality rates and needed to find some type of answer to this issue within our nation, and found it very deplorable that an industrialized nation such as the U.S. had infant mortality rates that in some cases were equal to and exceeded developing countries.
More than 2 decades later, the U.S. still ranks 49th in the world. A child has a better chance of reaching the age of 1 in Slovenia, Guam, and Cuba than a child born here. Over a generation, we've learned that there's much more to it.
We've done a great job of increasing access to prenatal care, but now we're finding that the health of the mother is probably just as important, if not more important.
So I'm thinking I'm about to have him, and that's when they told me when I actually got into the room.
Baby Michaela should have an older brother, but he died 8 months into January Davis's pregnancy.
First, I really thought like maybe I was dreaming, and I actually had the nurse like repeat it just to make sure.
Infant mortality is the worst of it, but it's not all of it. Nationally, almost 20% of African American babies are born prematurely. Again, the highest level among any racial or ethnic groups.
A lot of my women have, preterm labor issues due to high levels of stress.
Fatima Muhammad helps African American families navigate the stress and complication of pregnancies.
You're in an environment where you don't know if you're going to lose your apartment, or if your husband has to be deployed because he's in the military, or if you're going to be able to keep your job because you got pregnant. And then what's the insurance looking like? There are all these different layers of things.
But it's not just stress, it's what causes the stress. Studies done over the last few years suggest that racism could explain why infant mortality rates remain high in the African American community, regardless of income, education, or access to health care.
Whether she is an attorney practicing law, she still walks out that front door and the world still sees her first as a black woman before she has the opportunity to present other issues.
Not everyone agrees. Dr. Gregory Martin says higher infant mortality rates has more to do with the health of the mother before she's pregnant and access to health care.
I will say that if moms do have hypertension, if they do have if they are obese, if they do have diabetes, those issues will impact their developing fetus and lead to problems.
African American women are among the leading groups for obesity, diabetes, and hypertension.
They don't understand that if they were at high risk today, that the baby they're trying to have tomorrow is at risk.
Whether it is as simple as having access to adequate health care or as complicated as overcoming racism, the end result is this: babies, Arizona babies, American babies, are dying at an unacceptably high rate. In Phoenix, AJ Vincennes, Cronkite News.
This concludes our investigative series, Failing Our Future. All 4 parts of the series are on the Kids Count Report. Education, healthcare, and infant mortality can be found on our website at cronkitenewsonline.com.